Hello and welcome back to Bicyclelegs Talks Music and another episode of What's in Bicyclelegs Bag. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different because I've actually just gotten a package in right here in the post. It's got 6 records in it and I thought I would unbox them here right in front of you and show you what I've recently picked up. So let's do it. Well wrapped, that's always nice to see. Now with these records, there's 6 of them all up, and it's going to be a little bit of a case of one of these things is not like the other. So just peel some stickers off them. I'll pull them out of the...
2 very boring minutes later.
Yeah, sorry for the slight edit there. And this is what I picked up. And as I said, we'll play a little game of one of these things is not like the other when we get to the last record. But the first one that I picked up is a band that, the first 5 of these 6 are a band that I've been sort of collecting in the last few years and still getting into the catalogue. So I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say in the comments about these particular albums by these bands that I've picked up. And the first one is a record by Blue Oyster Cult. And I have everything up to and including Fire of Unknown Origin so far for Blue Oyster Cult. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you think of this one, which is The Revolution by Night. I believe this is from 1983. There's a change in the lineup here. There's some guy called Rick Downey on drums instead of Alan Bouchard. So this is an original Australian pressing on CBS Records. Yeah. And doesn't look like it has an insert or anything like that. We often got, you know, dudded on inserts and gatefold sleeves here in Australia and all that sort of thing. They would keep the packaging really sort of basic and that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about this album. I've never listened to it. I've only listened to the albums up to and including Fire of Unknown Origin. And then I've listened to the album after this on streaming, which is Club Ninja. And the reason I've done that is that I'm doing a show with Peter Kerr on Rock Daydream Nation about the album Club Ninja. So keep an eye out for that. I will, of course, put that in my appearances on other channels playlist when it's available. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what this album is like. It's produced by Bruce Fairbairn, so I'm guessing it's going to be pretty polished, pretty smoothed over and that sort of thing. Because, you know, that's the sort of production that I sort of associate with Bruce Fairbairn. He's always got a very clean, very polished production. Now, the next 4 records are all by the same band. They're all by Uriah Heep. Again, Heep is a band that I've only been getting into in the last sort of 4 or 5 years. And I own, you know, most of the stuff from the early to mid 70s. Which I really, really enjoy, so that's why I wanted to get more. These 4, one of them's a live album. In fact, I'll show you the first one there. It's Uriah Heep Live, the double album. And it's got that great gatefold. Looks in good nick. Doesn't look like it has any booklet or anything like that, which I don't know if this came with a booklet or anything like that, but you can see it's on the bronze label. Again, this is an Australian pressing from 1973. So, you know, this is obviously classic lineup of Heep. I've heard that it's a really good live album, with the possible exception of the rock and roll medley, which I think some people think is a bit naff, and that's understandable. Oh, wait a second. Yes, it does have a booklet. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's got like a whole booklet in the middle. I can't go through all the pages here because I don't have the hands, but yeah, no, the sleeve is in very nice condition, and the record's looking good nick too, which is good. Yeah, looking forward to spinning that one. The next one, the next Uriah Heep record that I got, is one that I see around quite a bit here in Australia. And it's got a hype sticker on it saying featuring the hit single. So I don't know if I'm going to know this supposed hit single or not. You know, sometimes you don't recognize songs by looking at the titles of them, and then you put the record on and you start playing and you're like, oh, I know that song. So maybe it'll be that sort of thing. I've heard this is not considered one of the greatest Uriah Heep albums, but I was buying in bulk and I thought I might as well throw it in because I don't own this album. And that is Innocent Victim from 1977, if memory serves me correctly. Again, on the bronze label. So, yeah, I mean, it's a strange cover with this sort of snake with very, very small teeth. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what this one's like. Lots of apostrophes in this one. Keep on riding, flying high, free and easy, cheat and lie. So they liked using their abbreviations on this one, so it'll be interesting. I mean, look, it looks like a good lineup of the band. Mick Box, John Lawton, Ken Hensley, Lee Kerslake, Trevor Bolder. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what this one's like, because I've heard not great things about it, to be honest. I don't think it's one of their worst albums, but I've heard it's not terrific. But I mean, you know, I'll be interested to see what it's like, and I picked it up pretty cheap. So the next couple of from the 80s, and they're considered kind of a renaissance for the band. So again, I'll be really interested to hear these ones when I play them. And that is, this one's Abominog from 1982. We've got John Sinclair on keyboards now, Peter Golby on vocals. I believe Peter Kerr's done an interview with Peter Golby, so go and check that out. Again, bronze label. So, you know, these are all Australian pressings. All original pressings as well. So I've heard this is a really good sort of hard rock album. You know, you got Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake, who of course did a lot of work with Ozzy, you know, just before this. So I don't recognize any of these songs here. Too Scared to Run, Chasing Shadows, On the Rebound, Hot Persuasion, Prisoner. None of them ring a bell to me, but I didn't really know any Uriah Heep until I started collecting them. So I've heard good things about it, though, and I've heard good things about this one too, which is the follow-up album, and that is Head First from 1983. This has the same lineup as Abominog. I believe this is also on, yes, this is still on Bronze Records. This might be the last one that was on Bronze Records, because I think pretty much soon after this, Bronze Records went bust. So, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Let me know in the comments if I'm completely wrong about that. But again, I know nothing about this record other than, you know, it's considered to be better than some of those late 70s records that Uriah Heep did. I don't really know any of these songs, you know, The Other Side of Midnight, Love is Blind, Lonely Nights, Straight Through the Heart, Weekend Warriors. No idea. But I've heard it's a good record, and, you know, I've been wanting to expand my Uriah Heep collection, so I'm looking forward to putting it on the turntable and giving it a listen. Now, the last record in this package is very much one of these things is not like the other, as I said, and that is Music for the Masses by Depeche Mode. So we've got a bit of electronic music here. I mean, some people might call it synthpop. I think it's a little more than that. I think there's quite a bit of experimentation going on in Depeche Mode records, especially around this time. Nice gatefold. You know, got all the lyrics in there. Some interesting images. This one on Mute Records. Trying very hard not to actually touch the vinyl and just keeping my hands on the edge of it. And so I apologise if I'm a little bit clumsy doing that, because I'm just a clumsy guy, generally speaking. Now, I know this record quite well, but I didn't own a copy because it's a hard one to come by as an original pressing, and I do like my vintage pressings. It's not a snob thing. It's not a, you know, I think they're better than current pressings. Some are, some aren't. It's a nostalgia thing for me. I'll be perfectly honest with that. I like original pressings because I like the nostalgia of owning vintage vinyl. So I know this record well. It's probably very close to my favourite Depeche Mode album. My favourite is Violator, but this would be, you know, second or third easily. It's a great record. You know, Never Let Me Down Again, The Things You Said, Strange Love, Little 15, Behind the Wheel, To Have and Hold, I Want You Now, Pimpf. You know, it's just a really good record. And, you know, if you like electronic music with substance, you know, this isn't just simply dance fluff from the 80s or anything like that. There's a lot of substance, there's a lot of darkness to Depeche Mode, especially in this sort of mid to late 80s period. And yeah, it should be a really, really good listen. So, I mean, I know it will be. I know the album, but this one's in really nice nick, and I've been chasing a vintage copy of this for a long, long time. So, and again, this is an Australian pressing. They're all Australian pressings, these ones. I bought them from an Australian seller. So there you have it. That is what is in Bicycle Legs bag or Bicycle Legs package today. Please let me know in the comments what you think of these records. You know, which ones of these do you like? Which ones do you think maybe not so much? I'd be especially interested to hear what you think about the Uriah Heep records and that Blue Oyster Cult record, because I really don't know those records at all. So I'll be interested to know what you think I'm in for with these records and that sort of thing. Especially, you know, something like Innocent Victim. I know that a lot of people aren't so keen on that record, so I'd love to hear from you if you think that is a good record. If you're an apologist for that record, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. If you're new to the channel, please go and have a look at some of my other videos. I have everything playlisted, so if you want to see some of my other What's in Bicycle Legs bag episodes, I have a playlist for those. If you want to see some of my studio albums ranked episodes, I have a playlist for those. And if you want to see my appearances on other people's channels, like Rock Daydream Nation, I also have a playlist for those. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm at Bicycle Legs on Instagram, Twitter, and a bunch of other places. I also have a dedicated Bicycle Legs Facebook page. Links are all in the doobly-doo. Please do give those all a follow and join in the conversation. I'd really love to have you there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.